Seniors over 75. This brain food is actually killing your memory. Neurologists are shocked. Seniors, what if I told you that the very foods you believe are keeping your brain sharp might actually be destroying your memory every single day? Every year, older adults spend billions on brain supplements, memory pills, and expensive treatments, all while the real culprits hide quietly in your kitchen. You've been told memory loss is just a part of aging, that forgetting names, losing focus, or walking into a room and not remembering why you're there is normal. But that's not the full truth, and science now proves it. New research by neurologists reveals that several everyday foods, the ones most seniors eat without a second thought, are silently fueling inflammation in the brain, damaging neurons, and accelerating memory decline. The scary part? These foods don't look dangerous at all. They're the safe items stacked neatly on grocery shelves, labeled as heart-healthy or low-fat, but they're quietly rewiring your brain every time you take a bite. But here's the good news: your brain has a built-in repair system, and the moment you stop feeding it the wrong things, it begins to heal. In this video, we'll expose 4 of the most common brain damagers most seniors eat daily, each disguised as a harmless or even healthy food. You'll discover exactly how they interfere with your memory, how they trigger brain inflammation, and most importantly, what simple swaps can reverse the damage starting tonight. Before we begin, tell us in the comments, what is your most healthy meal you eat? We read every comment and reply with personalized tips to help you protect your memory naturally. Now let's dive in, starting with the most deceptive one of all. Food number 4, highly processed white bread. This common breakfast staple might seem harmless, soft, fluffy, and convenient, but what most seniors don't realize is that it's quietly sabotaging your memory every time you take a bite. Highly processed white bread, especially enriched loaves, are packed with refined carbohydrates that your body digests almost instantly. That rapid digestion causes your blood sugar to spike sharply, triggering a surge of insulin. Over time, these repeated sugar shocks create low-grade inflammation throughout the body, including in your brain. The hippocampus, the area of your brain responsible for forming and storing new memories, is particularly sensitive to these sugar surges. Studies have shown that seniors who regularly consume refined carbs like white bread score lower on memory tests and are at significantly higher risk for cognitive decline and dementia. Even just a slice or 2 each day may seem harmless, but over months and years, this repeated pattern can damage the very neural circuits your brain relies on to remember names, appointments, and even everyday tasks. The mechanism behind this is fascinating, is that when sugar floods your bloodstream, it creates oxidative stress in neurons and triggers inflammatory molecules that erode the hippocampal connections responsible for memory formation. This is why even a simple habit like having a white bread sandwich for lunch or toast for breakfast can silently chip away at your brain's ability to retain and recall information. Instead of reaching for that white loaf, switch to stone-ground whole grain or sprouted grain bread. These breads release glucose slowly, preventing sharp insulin spikes, calming inflammation, and protecting your memory pathways rather than breaking them down. Whole grain fibers also feed beneficial gut bacteria, which in turn produce compounds that support brain health and cognitive function. The change is simple but powerful. Just swapping 1 slice of white bread for a slow-digesting whole grain alternative can give your brain hours of protection each day, and over weeks and months, it can strengthen the memory circuits that refined carbs were quietly eroding. Now we want to hear from you. Do you eat white bread without realizing this? Drop a comment below and tell us. Also subscribe to our channel and like this video for more senior updates like this. Without any further ado, let's move on to the next hidden brain saboteur. If you're enjoying this video so far, tell us in the comments and share your story. Which of these everyday foods do you eat most often? We'd love to know. Food number 3, margarine, especially the stick or partially hydrogenated kind. At first glance, margarine might seem like a harmless substitute for butter, or even a heart-friendly choice you grew up trusting. But lurking inside many of these spreads are industrial trans fats, artificial fats, that quietly attack your brain every time you spread them on toast, stir them into mashed potatoes, or use them in baking. Trans fats are particularly dangerous for seniors because they don't just affect your waistline or heart, they actively damage your neurons. These fats increase oxidative stress, weakening cell membranes in your brain, and interfere with the natural repair processes your body attempts while you sleep. Night after night, these assaults on your neurons slowly erode the connections that allow you to remember names, recall appointments, or follow conversations. Over months and years, this cumulative damage shows up as forgetfulness, slower thinking, and in some cases, cognitive decline. Studies have linked regular consumption of trans fats to poorer memory performance, accelerated brain aging, and higher risks of dementia. Even small daily amounts, like a teaspoon on toast or a pat in your morning coffee, can add up, undermining the neurons your brain relies on to function efficiently. So how do you protect your brain while still enjoying the taste and texture of spreads? The answer is surprisingly simple. Reach for real butter from grass-fed cows, which contains natural fats that support rather than harm your neurons, or choose olive oil-based spreads that are entirely free of trans fats. Always check the label, and avoid anything that says partially hydrogenated. That phrase is a red flag for artificial trans fats. Making this one swap margarine out, real butter or clean oils in, can dramatically reduce oxidative stress in your brain, preserve your memory circuits, and help maintain cognitive sharpness over the long term. Now that we've tackled trans fats, let's move on to the next hidden brain saboteur and what you can do to neutralize its effects. Food number 2. Artificial sweeteners, the ones hiding in diet sodas, sugar-free energy drinks, and even light-flavored waters. Many seniors reach for these beverages, believing they are harmless substitutes for sugar, thinking they protect blood sugar levels while still satisfying a sweet craving. But research tells a different and alarming story. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin are not inert. They actively interact with your body in ways that can harm memory and accelerate cognitive decline. A large 8-year observational study tracking older adults found that regular consumers of artificially sweetened drinks experienced faster memory loss, reduced verbal recall, and earlier cognitive aging compared to peers who avoided them. The mechanism is more insidious than just calories. Aspartame and other sweeteners disrupt the balance of your gut microbiome, the critical network of bacteria that communicates with your brain through the gut-brain axis. These disruptions trigger low-grade inflammation that slowly accumulates in the hippocampus, the memory hub of your brain. Over time, this inflammation interferes with the molecular repair processes your neurons need to encode, store, and recall new memories, leaving your thinking foggy, attention scattered, and recall weaker than it should be. Even worse, many seniors drink these beverages multiple times a day, thinking they are making a safe choice. Each sip delivers compounds that your body must metabolize, subtly impairing neural signaling, and over months and years, this chronic exposure quietly erodes your cognitive resilience. So what's the solution? The fix is simple but requires consistency. Replace diet sodas and artificially sweetened drinks with plain water, sparkling water with a squeeze of lime, or unsweetened herbal teas like chamomile or rooibos. If you crave sweetness, try small amounts of natural, plant-based sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit, but always test your body's response, as even natural alternatives can affect some individuals differently. Making this swap can dramatically reduce neuroinflammation, support healthy memory pathways, and protect the neural repair mechanisms that your brain relies on to stay sharp. Start small. Replace just one artificially sweetened drink per day, and notice how your memory clarity and focus gradually improve. Next, we're going to reveal a surprising fourth food, one that many seniors reach for as a snack, yet it quietly sabotages brain health more than almost anything else in the pantry. Food number 1. Ultra-processed snacks, the chips, packaged crisps, and convenience munchies many seniors reach for without a second thought. These seemingly harmless snacks are loaded with refined starches, hydrogenated oils, excess salt, and a cocktail of artificial additives. At first glance, they satisfy a craving, a mid-afternoon slump, or a late-night nibble, but behind that crunch lies a silent threat to memory and cognitive health. Studies now show that frequent consumption of ultra-processed foods is strongly linked to accelerated cognitive decline in older adults. The problem isn't just the calories or fat, it's the combination of chemical additives and refined ingredients that your brain struggles to process. Each bite floods your system with compounds that trigger chronic inflammation, impair microcirculation in the brain, and disrupt the natural detoxification your neurons rely on overnight. Over months and years, these daily exposures weaken neural pathways, impair the formation of new memories, and make it harder to retrieve information you once remembered effortlessly. The mechanism is subtle but powerful. Inflammation caused by ultra-processed foods alters the blood-brain barrier, reducing nutrient delivery to critical regions like the hippocampus, the very part of your brain responsible for learning and memory consolidation. Meanwhile, oxidative stress from artificial preservatives damages cell membranes and neurons, slowing communication between brain cells and reducing overall cognitive efficiency. What seems like a simple snack becomes a chronic assault on the memory circuits you rely on to remember names, faces, conversations, and even daily routines. So what's the solution? The fix is both practical and delicious. Swap out standard chips and packaged snacks for whole food alternatives that nourish rather than punish your brain. Think baked vegetable crisps made from kale, carrots, or beets, lightly seasoned and free from artificial oils. Air-popped popcorn, sparingly salted, provides fiber and antioxidants. A handful of unsalted nuts offers healthy fats and micronutrients that support neuron repair and reduce inflammation. These simple swaps not only satisfy cravings but actively protect memory pathways, strengthen cognitive resilience, and help your brain recover from years of dietary stress. Incorporate these swaps gradually, and over weeks you'll notice sharper recall, better focus, and a more resilient memory, the kinds of improvements that make you feel younger in your mind, even as the body ages. Now that we've uncovered the 4 hidden memory saboteurs, it's time to take action. Start replacing just one processed snack a day, then build from there. Your brain will thank you, and your memory can start to reclaim the clarity it deserves. Now tell us in the comments, which of these foods surprised you most? If this helped, hit like and subscribe for more senior brain health tips every week. Thanks for watching, and stay sharp, stay independent, and stay brain smart.